and relaxing there and to catch their breath. I know that the corner, Gene Hart's corner, has informed him of those 3 warnings and those rounds taken away from him, so maybe this probably was the reason why that he came out a little more zesty than he had in the last 2 rounds.
Much more so, as he gets a couple of good left hands in. Haglar now trying to punch his way again away from the ropes, but doing no damage with those blows. I don't know if he's lost the steam or what, but he is not hitting with the kind of authority he did earlier, though he is landing and scoring points with those blows. And now Haglar trying to back Hart into Hart's own corner. 15 seconds to go in the round. Good left hand by Hart. Misses with a grazing right hand. And Haglar gets Hart into the corner directly above us. Hart goes to the body. We're in the closing seconds of round 6. Let's watch now. There's the bell, and the referee steps in quickly, and no damage is done after the bell that time.
Well, Tom Reed, the referee for this evening's bout, was sitting there and
round number 7 of a scheduled 10-rounder for middleweights. Eugene Cyclone Hart in the white trunks in the left corner, and in the far corner in the dark trunks is Marvin Haglar. They meet right at center ring. Haglar a southpaw with a right-hand jab, and now Hart comes in and backs his man into the corner. That's where he hurt him last round. Catching nothing but biceps with those punches and misses wildly with a left. They exchange some blows on the ropes, and Hart spins around as he misses a wild right hand. Back out to the center of the ring again. 18 feet 6 inches square, but it seems awful small when you're trying to get away from some of those punches. Again, Haglar backed up against the ropes. That clearly is Hart's strategy now, is to back his man into the corner. Left hand lands. Not with a whole lot of steam, though.
Gene Hart's getting the instruction from his corner here, Ralph, and they keep saying, go to the body, and they want him to keep punching, build up those points, seeing that he's had 3 rounds taken away from warnings and penalization after the late blows after the bell had rung.
Hart seems to have gotten a little second wind, but is still a weary boxer. Both men tired a bit from that last round that was the fastest pace of the entire fight. We're in round 7, approaching the midway point of it. Haglar with his back to us. They exchange scoring blows. Hart in pursuit of his man in the white trunks. Cyclone Hart from North Philadelphia in his 7th year as a pro. Still striving to get to the top rung of his sport. He badly needs a win tonight. Oh, 2 good right-hand jabs by Marvelous Marvin.
Haglar seems to be very confident right now, Ralph. You know, we got 3 more rounds, or 4 more counting this one, and he seems that he knows that he's in control of the fight just through these penalizations. But Cyclone Hart seems to be a very anxious fighter, and he just can't muster enough steam to get after him.
Every now and then he seems to be on the point of total exhaustion, then he'll come back. Right now is one of those periods where Hart looks very tired.
Looks like he could blow him over right now, the way, you know, with the fatigued look on his face.
At one point 2 rounds ago, Haglar gave Hart a push and almost pushed him down. It was just a gentle shove, really. But just when we thought Hart was so terribly exhausted, he bounced back and had his best round in round 6. So you never know. 30 seconds remain in round 7.
You know, with the amount of punches that have been thrown and all the work that the fighters have been doing, and it has been a good fight up to now, that it's no wonder that they're tired. You know, boy, it's tough, this boxing. You know, I know that I talked to Schultze, he goes for about 30 seconds, and he's tired. He tires them out for a whole game, and these boxers have to be superbly conditioned athletes to keep this up for 10 rounds.
Hart with a couple of good left hands to the body in the corner. Once again, Haglar is leading from the nose as the bell sounds to end round 7. Not a whole lot to choose between these 2 guys in that particular round, as both men are very, very weary. I think both Haglar and Hart still feeling the effects of a very vigorous exercise in round 2
tonight.
Okay, Haglar is up and waiting the bell for round 8. Hart, hearing the bell, gets up himself. They go to the center of the ring. Still anybody's fight. Although Haglar would seem to be the leader on points at this point. But with 3 rounds to go, anything can yet happen.
You know, especially with both fighters being tired, you know, your resistance is a little bit lower to a good punch to the head, and that Now is when the heart comes through. See who has the strongest and the biggest heart to stay in there after a good shot.
And when you get weary, you're more apt to make a serious error and leave yourself open and vulnerable to a damaging blow. Hart on the right of your screen in the white trunks. Haglar now with his back to you. Circling to his right, circling away from Hart's right hand.
Hart's guard has dropped considerably. You know, I know his corner wants him to keep those hands up high, and he's carrying them right around his waist, which leaves himself wide open for that quick jab of Marvelous Marvin.
Haglar still seems to be the stronger, the fresher of the two. It's a very relative bit of terminology there at this point because both men are weary. Less than 2 minutes remain in round number 8. The pace has slowed considerably after a great 6th round. Both men seem to have given much of what they had to give tonight. But Haglar still up on his toes and showing much better movement. Haglar able to do, or the Hart able to do so only in brief spurts as he is right now. Then he almost stumbles after his man. Part of that is style. It goes to the body, comes up with the left hand that stung his man, and Hart, just when you think he's got nothing left, comes up with a spurt like that and goes right after his man with a right and then a left. Goes to the body. Blood pouring out of the nose of Haglar now. The men exchange blows to the body, and a pretty good left hand from Hart gets through. Hart stalking his man now. Less than a minute to go in round 8.
The crowd's starting to come alive here too, and I think maybe this might spur Cyclone on a little bit here. He sure needs something right now because he is one tired fighter. They both are.
Now, stamina may be the key before this one is over. Some breathing difficulty, I believe, now for Marvelous Marvin Haglar. Hart so tired after giving all those punches just a minute ago. Waiting for the bell. It's 15 seconds away. A long 15 seconds for these two fellas, believe me. Haglar wants Hart to come after him. Hart wants to sit down for 60 seconds. He'll get to right about now. Hart looks to the crowd, walks to the far ropes. I'm not even sure he's dead sure what's going on. He says he's okay, and his corner man shoves him into his corner. Not so happy, so I'll tell you,
there's a shot.
He's not getting along with anybody.
Holy cow, he is an upset young man. I think he went over there to kind of motion to the judges, but here he comes again. I think he's probably upset over the ruling when he took those 3 rounds away from him. This could probably run the telling effect now. He's very upset with referee Tom Reed right now. So you can see him and his cornermen are trying to talk him into it.
They just say, do you want to fight or not? And Eugene, very, very unhappy and not getting along with manager Jimmy Jacobs or trainer Sam Solomon, much less his opponent Marvin Haglar, and they're going to call it a fight and award it to Marvin Haglar.
This is a very unusual. I know he wasn't hurt or anything. I think he's just a very discouraged young man because of all his penalties that he did receive from the judges.
He was obviously a tired fighter, but not a hurt fighter. And I don't know if he went over to the far side of the ring and says, I quit, or I'm going to quit. Maybe he did that.
That must be. He went over for something, and he just said to hell with it. I guess he just doesn't want to fight.
So Eugene Cyclone Hart calls it quits after 8 rounds, not answering the bell for the 9th. And Marvin Haglar now waving the American flag as he walks around the ring. And here's Malcolm Ford with a final and official announcement. They're saying unable to answer the bell for the 9th round. I think unwilling is better put.
I guess they're going to rule that a TKO for Marvin Haglar. So this is a very, I've never seen this happen before, Ralph, for a fighter, because he wasn't hurt at all by Marvin Haglar.
By my card, he actually won the 8th round. If not, it was certainly very, very close. So it's a difficult one to figure.
It is a very difficult one to figure here. I can't understand it. Maybe we can get some information later on, but he just said, that's it. Maybe he's a little bit disgusted with what we heard earlier when the referees took away the 3 rounds from him because of penalties and late hitting after the bell. But
I heard his handlers ask him if he wanted to go on and fight or not, and I thought they were really asking the question more figuratively than literally. And they were obviously asking him literally, does he want to fight anymore? And he's still seated directly above us, and he'd had enough. He was too angry and too upset, and it's going to be a while, I would guess, before Cyclone Hart fights again in Philadelphia. They're going to have to take him on the road, as you suggested earlier.
I would think it's probably going to be a while before Cyclone Hart is even going to want to fight again. And he seems very discouraged and very upset with his cornermen. If he's going to fight, you would think that he might change handlers or something, but that is a very puzzling turn of events here tonight.
So it goes in the book as a TKO with Eugene Cyclone Hart of Philadelphia.